Hello and welcome to this video review of the movie Olympus Has Fallen. I'm David Pustansky for whatculture.com. Let's take a quick look at the movie.
Sir, there's been an intrusion.
Let's go, move.
Get out of the way! Go back!
Give me the Pentagon on the line now.
Olympus has fallen. Olympus has fallen.
Now, the film sees Gerard Butler as former presidential guard Mike Banning, who is on a mission to save President Benjamin Asher, played by Aaron Eckhart. The president is being held hostage in the depths of the White House by Die Another Day's Rick Yoon as the villainous Kang. And no, he doesn't have a sister called Kodos. Morgan Freeman, meanwhile, is the Speaker of the House who very quickly finds himself leading not only the nation, but also the negotiations to save the president's life. As always with Morgan Freeman, whether he's playing a super intelligent cop, the president in another movie, or Almighty God himself, we the audience know we're in safe hands for him to make the right decisions. Now, the evil and villainous Kang makes for a convincing and cold-blooded baddie, and it's clear they didn't want there to be any shades of grey or a two-sided debate in his motives for being bad. Oh no, instead he is a pure retro throwback to the villains of movies past. Yes indeed, the film definitely has the feel of the action flicks we all know and love from the 80s and early 90s. And even though its political aspects give it a more mature and highbrow edge, the film is absolutely more Bruce Willis than it is Jason Bourne. Yes, absolutely, if terrorists hijacked Harrison Ford in Air Force One and flew it straight into Nakatomi Plaza, the result would be Olympus Has Fallen. The plot has very little that you haven't already seen in either Air Force One and especially the first Die Hard film. Let's take a little look why. Big building, check. Foreign bad guy, check. Hostage situation, check. Lone good guy picking off dozens upon dozens of bad guys single-handedly, check, check, and check again. I could go on, and I will. Unhelpful suits on the outside of the building unhelpfully telling the good guy to stop saving the day, check. Rooftop baddies versus helicopter good guys, bad guys win. A scene where someone we know is bad pretends to be good, then said bad guy whom we know is bad but who the good guy doesn't yet know is secretly bad has a friendly chat and a cigarette with the good guy. Seriously? The only thing missing is that the movie didn't end with a rendition of Let It Snow. -1 star, right there. Yes, it may be a clone, but does any of this matter? Oh hell no. Clone or not, this is still one of the best action flicks that has come along for quite a while. The action is brutal, shockingly graphic and excitingly shot. This makes for a thrilling bloodbath which is relentless in its body count from the first action sequence all the way to the very end. But of course, a good action movie cannot rely on its violence alone, and fortunately there are some really good one-liners and brilliant but cheesy quotes aplenty. My favourite? Here's a little game we can play. It's called Go Farm Yourself. You go first. Now, however good the action is, and however much the presence of Morgan Freeman makes you believe that this is in actual fact a highbrow political film, it doesn't change that there are a few plot points which seem a little underdeveloped, and one major one that is just, well, downright silly. Now, without being too spoilerific, it's fairly obvious in a movie with terrorists and a hostage situation, well, that the hostage takers want something. And when your hostage is the commander-in-chief, you can safely bet that secret nuclear codes are top of the shopping list. The problem comes in that there are 3 captives with 3 codes, and the terrorists need all 3 for their plan to work. As each person is beaten and threatened with death, the mind-boggling question is why any of them would give up their codes at all. The terrorists' entire plan fails unless they get all 3 codes, so basically, they can't kill anyone. It's very silly then that President Aaron Eckhart encourages his 2 high-ranking officials to give over their codes and make themselves worthless to keep alive. 4 more years? I think not. In this instance, I definitely don't believe in Harvey Dent. Yes, it is a clone, and yes, there is the standard silly action movie logic. But those points aside, Olympus Has Fallen is a cracking action flick, and almost everything it does really well. Butler has that I'm respectful and intelligent vibe that Kevin Costner did so well in The Bodyguard. This helps you care about his character, but he still has enough cool lines and kick-ass about him so you'll cheer him on from the beginning all the way to the very end. Not so lucky in this movie is Aaron Eckhart, as he's perhaps a little underused if you were hoping for some President Marshall-style antics, but if anything, this makes the film a tad more realistic. And of course, Morgan Freeman is still his usual trustworthy and intelligent self, to the point where you'd consider giving him power of attorney in your everyday life. Olympus Has Fallen opens in the UK on April 17th, and I give the film 4 stars out of 5. Well, that's all I've got time for today, but please hit the share, like and retweet buttons, and of course please post your comments below. I'm David Pustansky, this is whatculture.com, see you next time.